Good evening, everybody. If I could get your attention. The purpose of tonight is to relax a little bit, to allow for some networking, so I'm conscious of that, so we're not going to do a lot of me and a lot more of allowing you to do your networking with the students, with the practitioners, with the industry people, with our sponsors, with vendors, with executives from different organizations. But briefly, I just wanted to share a couple of things before I bring Mike Robbins up to the stage to speak. So 30 years ago, 6 men had a vision. And that vision was born out of a concern that they saw. 6 men went to an IOBSE conference. Excuse me, 6 men did not. 6 men went to an ASIS conference, which is American Association of Industry Security Executives. And they were there with roughly 20,000 people and noticed there was an opportunity there. They were the only people of color in the room. This is 1982 in New Orleans, Louisiana. And these men could have complained about it. They could have pontificated about all the reasons why this occurred, but they didn't do that. They took a proactive step to say, what can I do, what can we do to facilitate more people of color and diversity in this industry? And by happenstance, the 6 of them happened to meet in front of a hotel, and that was the beginning of where we are today. And when they started the organization, the focus of the organization was based on 3 critical things. One of those things was education. And education had several dynamics. But number one, it's the importance of education in general. The concept that in order for people to have opportunities in this industry, one of the things that they needed to have was the right education. They needed to align themselves with the right opportunities earlier in their career so they could be on a career path that allowed them to end up in the industry, in the security industry. The second was a concept that they were conscious of, which was mentorship. The reasons they had an opportunity, they were provided opportunities to succeed, was because they had been mentored by executives before them, and they wanted to ensure that this organization would provide mentorship for young people going forward. And the last thing speaks a little bit to why we're here today, was networking. You know, I throw out this stat all the time, but the Bureau of Labor Statistics, United States Bureau of Labor Statistics, says 70% of all jobs are filled not by what you know, but by who you know. Your network, your relationships make all the difference in the world in determining what opportunities you know about, what opportunities you have access to, and in the end, what opportunities you may or may not receive. Now, we're fortunate this conference that 3 of our founding fathers of the original 6 are going to be with us, one of whom has been with us all day today. So, Mr. Oliver Wainwright, if you can come on up here for a minute. I'm going to let him speak briefly, but I just wanted to kind of say to you that, you know, it's interesting to me that after 30 years of having put this organization in place, the 30 years of watching it grow, he and I had an opportunity to sit with each other today as we watched the student session that occurred today to briefly walk you through what that looked like. That was a great opportunity for the students to start to engage and understand all of the skill sets they would need to be successful in the industry. Everything from what the industry is about, to what are the different leadership dimensions that they need to have to be successful, to sitting down with actual HR professionals who help them understand the interview process, how to be interviewed. I think if you have an opportunity today to speak to the students, you'll appreciate what they went through and the value of what they went through. But it was interesting to me because as we sat together, he was as enthusiastic today as he was in 30 years ago. So I'll open it up to you for a minute. So.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Suni. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
This is really impromptu, I tell you. Unscripted, unplanned. I didn't know he was going to do this, but I appreciate it. And he's right. I appreciate the energy that I have seen all day. IOBSE, we sagged a lot along the way. And one gentleman who picked up the banner and brought in a lot of money is standing right here. Keith? Now, come here, buddy. We started the ball rolling on a network informal basis. We were incorporated, and we had some significant meetings. Matter of fact, we had one meeting on Capitol Hill in the congressional chambers. We recruited a guy who was the director of security or the sergeant of arms for the Senate, not for the Senate, for the House. So we've had some real significant meetings along the way, and sagged a little bit, and Keith came by with his regime and entourage and started bringing us back. And then Marshall Thomas, who passed away, did a great job. Colonel Burke, who created the Smithsonian worldwide. So this has been quite a journey for IOBSE, and quite a pleasure for me to be here and to see the progress, the evolution, and where you are. And just bearing in mind where I think you're going to go, getting the foundation that you're getting here. I won't be long, but you mentioned you mentioned networking. Networking to get into the industry. Networking is critical to sustaining yourself in the industry. I want to share a strange war story with you for just 2 minutes. I've had the pleasure of being in 6 different corporations since I retired from the military. Really a blessing to get this kind of exposure, kind of experience. I was in one company where the CEO was, I think, the 4th or richest person in America. And he traveled half of the time, 180 days out of the year or something. He decided to take a vacation, and he says, hey, I want to go to the Seychelles, which I guess is an island out in the middle of the Atlantic somewhere, little known, but full of casinos, real high roller type gamma, high roller type, ultra rich life. And he says, I want security while I'm out there. I scratched my head and said, wow, how do you do this? We had a guy, Burrow, who won't be here, one of our founders, well connected in the Caribbean, living in Atlanta in the Caribbean community, found a DEA contact. I think they'd just gotten the Black Hawk helicopters, and somehow the operations center just made it convenient to perch those Black Hawks, one Black Hawk heavy team on the Seychelles to stay at my CEO. That's a good deterrent. So I'm telling you, stay connected, even after you leave here. Please do. I won't say anything else. I don't know if Keith would want a couple of words, because he really got it rolling.
Mr. Humble. So I'm going to hand this over to Mr. Robbins, who's going to speak, and then we'll speak at the end. So I just wanted to take a moment. These things don't happen without a lot of hard work from a lot of people. And I wanted to recognize these people at the beginning, because one of the risks I incur is, as we drink, some of y'all will leave, and then I won't have an opportunity. So Franchone and the student committee that spent a lot of time today, and the IOBSE board of directors, if I can just have you all come up here briefly, just kind of. So a lot of hard work goes into going on campus, meeting with students, engaging them, convincing them that this is a great opportunity for them to participate in, then educating them about what our industry is about, then convincing those students to fly out to Chicago, some of which have flown before, others of whom had never flown before, and then getting them here and having a curriculum and a full day set up for them to be successful. So they did a great job today, and I just wanted to recognize and thank them. So. Thank you very much. We're getting ready to wrap up. Couple of things, and then I have one special guest, and we're going to wrap up. And we're going to let the students actually go and do dinner. Practitioners can stay here. The industry executives can stay here. Drink some more if you'd like any. We started today by talking about 2 themes with the students. We started 7 o'clock this morning, getting on the bus, 8 a.m. we got started. And the 2 themes one of which was the history of an organization, the importance of the history of an organization and what it means. And I think, and it's cool because we're going to start this evening the way we're going to end this evening the way we started, which is I started this evening with one of the founders. We're going to end with another one of the founders who joined us today. So we're going to start on history and we're going to end on history. And there's something special about, I'm proud to say, there's something special about an organization that does this with us. I'm proud. Last year we had a student, Aida Knox. She's not with us today. She's actually in Europe, and many of the people in this room, some of the people in this room, actually helped pay for her trip. We gave her a scholarship with IOBSE, and she got up and spoke. She said two things that resonated with everybody in the room. One of the things she talked about was this dynamic that was going on in her life between her and her mother, where they were trying to figure out how they were going to pay for her summer school, and the significance of the money that we gave her to help pay for summer school. We didn't know that when we gave her the money. The other thing she said, it's a little biblical, but it's significant. To whom much is given, much is expected. And I feel that pressure and burden and responsibility every day with this organization. Keith feels it when we do this. Is we were given a lot of responsibility, and Mike talked about the reciprocal nature of what that means. The responsibility. For the students in the room, you just heard a great thought process on the responsibility of what you're receiving, but you're going to be going back to campus somewhere, which you're going to give, and the model that you set for you. For the practitioners, none of them are getting paid to be here tonight, but they're here because they want to be here, because they want to participate in this, because they want to help many of the students in the room, because they want to network. So, to whom much is given, much is expected. I said that there were 6 founding fathers, and I talked about how they came together at an ASIS conference to help found IOBSE. And I said that we were blessed this time to have 3 of our founders participate. Last year, Mr. Curtis Hayes got to spend a lot of time with the students. Today, Mr. Wainwright spent the whole day with us, with the students. Well, this evening, I'm also blessed to ask Mr. Logan, Mr. George Logan, to come on up here.
Yes.
So I want to share a story with you because there's a woman in this room who had had an opportunity to interact with you, sitting in the front over there, who shared college experience and how you engage young people in trying to get young people more in the security profession, but more importantly, the importance of education. Each student we talked to from her university talked about you in terms of what they heard. So I'm going to ask her impromptu to share what she shared with me today.
Good afternoon. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to speak. Mr. Logan, I'm Ms. Perkins from Florida A&M University. It's been a while, maybe 40 pounds ago, but it was about 1997. I actually have the original letter that you sent letting us know that our students would be recipients of the scholarship award. And I know the first time that you introduced yourself or introduced the organization, you were not able to come to the university. That was in 97. We met some great people. Mr. White was one of the people who was there. Sabrina Hurd, who was a graduate of our school, and Mr. Culpepper and Barry Parker. But what I did find out, and I'll go back to what Suni was just talking about, even for me, you inspired me to inspire our students. You gave us information that we did not have prior to 1997. All of the opportunities that were available in the security industry. And I know that one of the reasons I'm here is to express my gratitude on behalf of our university and the students for you all having the vision to establish the International Organization of Black Security Executives and to come back and to give back. So I'm not going to talk all night, but I want you to know that on that particular day or the time that you contacted us, I think you had only been to maybe Jackson State, because I actually still have the program from when you all went to Jackson State. We did not know about the IOBSE, but we were certainly impressed. And as a result of your contacting our school, coming to the school, not the first time, not the second time, but you came the third time. And I think you remember we gave you all some nice little mementos for coming. We were able to establish a relationship with Target stores. We were able to establish a relationship with a number of other stores, including Gap, because I won't be about Gap because of Venus. And I do want you to know, of course, now, the relationship with Will Baker and with Mike Nelson, because of our relationship with Mr. White. And I do want to tell you that one of our students is now vice president of Ross Stores as a result of this whole experience. So, that our students, and I think everyone in the room, is grateful to you and the other founders for giving yourselves, for caring and for sharing. Because one of the things with my students is, you all didn't have to do this. You don't have to be here. You did not have to put this type of organization together. And you did not have to come within, but I think the only thing that you all asked us for, and I will make a statement regarding your and the organization's concern for education and growth and development, and that came from the scholarship. Two things that you all did with our university that was unprecedented. You came to Fairview 3 times. You came on the 3rd visit. You also gave 3 students scholarships because we had such great and outstanding students. We couldn't determine just one, so we selected 3. You remember that? And you took the $1,500 scholarship and divided it and gave everybody $500. And we are certainly grateful. We are humbled. I am humbled to be here. And I know that I've tried to just observe today and so that I can take something back to our university, to the president, and you all, when you were there, we tried to make sure that you interacted with everyone. We were waiting. Then there was a little period where things were getting restructured. But we want to thank you. We're grateful. Students are grateful. And I know that, again, everybody understands that no one has to do this. You're doing it out of because you want to give back, and we certainly appreciate that. So tonight, I was just honored to know today that you will be here, and I appreciate the invitation from the International Organization of Black Security Executives, and especially from Suni, who has been so wonderful to our students. Thank you. It's good to see you.
Wow.
And I have pictures from 1997.
You never know. You just never know. Just briefly, I am pleased to be here. I see my co-founder, Howard Wainwright, sitting there. Haven't seen him for a long time, and it's good to see him. Last year, I was coming to Arkansas for the spring conference. I had tickets, I had registered, I had my hotel reservations, and I got a call from a co-founder who subsequently passed this year, and I think that was announced, Marshall Thomas. He was coming too, and he said, George, I've just been diagnosed with lung cancer. He said, I'm not going to be able to make it. And so a week later, I found myself in Duke University Hospital, flat on my back. I had a rare heart disease that had developed over 5 years before they diagnosed it. Long story short, 10 months ago, I had a heart transplant. And I was the oldest person ever to have a heart transplant at Duke University Hospital, and one of the oldest in the nation at age 76. So I am really pleased to be here. And I was determined to come this year, the 30th anniversary. When we started the organization, we didn't look down 5 years or 10 years, and certainly not 30 years, because we were all much younger then. And it was a year-to-year, almost month-to-month existence initially, struggling just to keep the organization together. But when I look out in this room and I see all the students, I see Pete White, who I remember when he joined. We actually saw him walk in the lobby, and one of our members, and grabbed him and said, "Hey man, you coming to IOBSE seminar?" No, I never heard of it. Anyway, he came and he's still here. So welcome to all of you, especially the students. I established the education committee and was chairman forever until I finally quit. And it was a joy to me to go out to the schools, and I'll never forget, I called Grambling, and first I sent them a letter, and I gave them our spiel, going to come out, and I heard the silence on the phone, and then the person said, "Well, what do you want from us?" I said, "Just lunch. Just give us lunch that day. We will pay all of our expenses to get there. We expect nothing from the university." So he didn't call me back. I think he thought it was somebody pulling his leg or something. I called him next year and the same spiel, and he said, "I don't think so." Anyway, I hope you guys got to Grambling. We never got to Grambling. You never got to Grambling? Welcome again, and I look forward to seeing all of you throughout the next few days. Thank you.
All right, so welcome to the 2012 IOBSE conference. We're going to have some really good days. We've got some housekeeping. We're going to let the students go. To the students, I want to say thank you for a phenomenal day. You guys have been engaged. You've done everything we asked you to do. We're going to let you spend some time without any of us in the room. Let you eat at peace. We're going to be in Perry 1 and 2. If you follow Stephanie in the back, students, you can go ahead and head out there. We will also then walk you through the plan for tomorrow. For the practitioners, for the executives, you're welcome to stay here, engage, network. I want to thank you all for participating tonight. Have a wonderful evening.